I've been playing out a lot of hypotheticals in my mind. I've been writing your name down next to
Hi everyone, my name is Dana and this is my EIS comparative analysis for the NEPA policy and practice class. So today we're going to start with an introduction of the EISs that I chose for this assignment. We'll talk about the purpose and need statements. We'll analyze the scoping techniques, the cumulative effects. We'll have a bit of a discussion around the preferred alternatives, and then we'll wrap it up. So the first EIS is the Yellow Pine Solar Project, and it is a rights of way application for two separate companies who are looking to construct, operate, and maintain solar energy generating facilities and associated infrastructure in Clark County, Nevada. The second programmatic EIS is based in Hawaii, and it's the issuance of incidental take permits for 4 separate wind energy projects. Essentially, they were out of compliance for their incidental take permits and needed new or additional ones concerning the Hawaiian hoary bat, the Hawaiian goose, and the Hawaiian petrel. Finally is the Snow King Mountain Resort EIS. Essentially, this resort was looking to get permission to implement their accepted master development plan that includes some new skiing infrastructure for winter recreation and some new mountain biking and zipline infrastructure for the summer recreation. So a proper purpose and need statement should offer concrete reasoning as to why the project is needed, help limit the range of alternatives, and explain what might happen if the project is not implemented. So I decided that the Snow King Mountain had the best purpose and need statement. They gave substantial background on how the ski industry is changing and how their project is necessary. And they listed their objectives and reasonings in a really well-defined and succinct way. What was missing, though, was how the project could be affected, or the environment could be affected, should the project not move forward. And on that note, all 3 of the EISs were actually missing this from their purpose and need statement. As far as the other 2, the Hawaiian PEIS gave considerable background, but it didn't necessarily limit the range of alternatives. The Yellow Pine Solar Project kind of fell short on this one, limited background, and gave a very quick, short purpose and needs statement. As far as their scoping goes, all EISs met the minimum 30-day scoping period, but some did a little better than others. Hawaii took some extra steps to, after publishing their NOI, reach out to several partnering agencies, use social media and local news stations as outreach outlets. The Yellow Pine Solar Project and Snow King Mountain kind of just did their due diligence. They reached out to 1 or 2 partnering agencies and posted on those websites. And if they had a listserv, they used that. But not much else was done beyond that. So Hawaii definitely went above and beyond there. As far as the cumulative effects analysis, Hawaii once again kind of took the spotlight on that one. They had a very reasonable scope for their regional analysis, and they very thoroughly researched past, present, and future wind solar projects. Yellow Pine kind of comes in second there. They did look at past, present, and future solar projects. Excuse me, I think I meant wind projects for Hawaii. Solar projects. However, they really narrowed their regional scope. To me, it seems like they should have broadened their research just a little bit. And Snow King Mountain really fell short in this area. They only looked at past and present projects for that area, and they did not look into foreseeable future projects at all, which, as we all know, can have pretty detrimental effects following the publishing of the final EIS. So a successful EIS follows the spirit of NEPA and takes a hard look at environmental impacts of the proposed action. We also know that an EIS can be a powerful public communication and trust building tool. Based on this criteria, even though the Hawaii EIS had some standout sections, it was the weakest of the 3. They met the spirit of NEPA with some apathy and leaned too heavily on the fact that previous research had been completed for the existing wind farms. They also did not consider any tribal comments, again citing that this had already been done in previous projects. Interestingly, the agency considers the ESA covered species a cultural resource, so they certainly should be speaking with tribal communities about increasing the permitted takes. The Snow King Mountain EIS is sufficient and does the best job at clear communication by speaking to the layperson through clear and transparent language. However, their lack of consideration for future projects is an extremely large oversight, will likely end in litigation, and should be remedied. In conclusion, I believe that the Yellow Pine Solar EIS stands out as the most effective EIS. It contains all the pertinent elements required by the CEQ and contains careful examination of scoping generated issues, all while remaining relatively concise for the reader. My one critique here is that their language is fairly technical and they could certainly benefit from simplifying their language. Thank you.